Hi, then welcome to the Cause Cinema. I am Aaron, and usually I wear a hat, but tonight, shag it. What the heck? I'm kind of tired. But I had a pretty big day when it came to some getting some stuff. Now, I mentioned on here, and I probably mentioned onto my Crimson Call channel. You probably never saw it on this channel before I did a unboxing. So I do a lot of unboxings over on my other channel, the ones that I do with my cousin. They don't usually show up here. But you get to see them if you're a part of my Patreon channel. So if you're interested in that, I do live videos. I have guests on. I have special videos and some visual essays coming up. So I'd appreciate if you check that out. This video here, though, is a unveiling unboxing video, and make sure you stay through it all because I will be looking at some extremely cool things with whether you like movie, whether you like books, whether you like something which is actually so cool, and I'm so glad to have. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and do all that jazzy stuff. And honestly, I appreciate you for coming in. I just appreciate you in general. So I got a lot of movies and stuff to show, but before I do that, I got 3 books that I picked up today. I'll show you those. They are all hardcover, oversized hardcover, and they're all DC related. So I picked up Volume 6 of the Superman Action Comics, the New 52 run, when Greg Pak, Aaron Cooter, and Scott Collins were working on it. So as you can see, we got some good old Doomsday here. The New 52 era of Doomsday is actually a pretty cool one. I remember reading this back during the days when I was reading New 52 stuff. Also have a really cool one, and this is Batman and Robin by Peter J. Tomasi with Patrick Gleason and Andy Kubert and Mick Gray. So you know it's going to have some really good stuff on here. So again, look at this. Look at this cover. This is a kick-ass cover. Batman's really cool. And this is A Hunt for Robin. So this is after something's happened to Damian. You know, it was the current Robin, and let's just say Batman gets a bit intense. Gets really super intense. And anyway, Peter J. Tomasi also worked with Fernando Pearson and Matt Ryan on Detective Comics, and this is basically this is what do we call this one? Gordon at War. So for a while, for those who don't know, that's Commissioner Gordon, Jim Gordon, became when Batman disappeared, he became Batman. So he had this kind of this more techie, more robotic type of bat suit that he used. And there's some fantastic art and stuff in here. Look at this. Look at that. That's just incredible. That's just really cool, kick-ass stuff. And that's the section for the comic geeks out there. Oh, but keep watching because the last thing that I show on here, it's pretty awesome. Now, just a little awesome. It's pretty awesome. So there was a guy who was a Western old movie collector. And unfortunately, around a year or so ago, he passed, and his collection has shown up recently at our Value Village. It's been slowly showing up, so much at a time. So I have approximately in my collection right now 2 serials. I got Batman and Robin, and I got The Adventures of Shazam. Or I did have 2 serials. So I went to my local Value Village, and I rolled the dice on some serials. So first off is Son of Tarzan. Now this one's got a neat little history behind it. See this? Son of Tarzan. So it's 15 chapters. It is a classic silent serial. Actually, this was a hybrid serial. It was done as a silent serial and was done with there's a second version of it that's done with music, basically some sound effects, and the first Tarzan yell. So the guy that plays I'm thinking of another one. I am. That's the second one I'm going to show you. The guy that plays Tarzan, this one here is, well, he doesn't play Tarzan, actually. He plays Korak. So if you ever read any of the DC Comics, Korak, Son of Tarzan, used to be a comic, came out in the 70s. So Kamala C. Surley plays Korak, the son of Tarzan. So this is not Tarzan, this is the son of Tarzan. Now, unfortunately, one of the this has a bit of a tragedy behind it. It's a tragic story. So the guy that plays the Korak in this one here, there's a sequence where he's working with a trained elephant, and the elephant is supposed to save him. So he's staked down to the ground. The elephant's supposed to take the stake up and kind of take him up, like taking the stake out of the ground, and then he kind of gently brings him to the ground. Unfortunately, what actually happened was the elephant kind of threw him to the ground a lot rougher than expected. He was hurt extremely bad and eventually did pass away. So I think it was his brother or son, double somebody had to come in and finish off this serial. So pretty intense, right? What a way to start, though. Next up, I have the Rin Tin Tin Jr., the Wolf Dog serial, and I do have both volumes. So there are 12 chapters in all. For those that know what a serial are, basically back in the day, you would have they'd show like usually a double feature of a film, they'd show a cartoon, they'd show a newsreel, and they'd show a serial. And the serial is literally what you think. It's a serialized thing where there'd be like some kind of action or adventure that would happen throughout it, and right at the end of it there'd be a cliffhanger, and somebody, the hero's car could be going off a cliff, someone could be tied to a train track, there could be a villain going to shoot the hero and he falls down, looks like he's dead. So that's what a serial was, and every week people would go back for the next week to see how the hero survived and got out of it. Now the hero, although a lot of times they did what you call cheats, if you've ever seen the movie Misery, which talks about King the Rocket Man, you said, well, he couldn't have done that. He couldn't have got out of there. So there's some series like Spy Smasher where they legit up and kill the hero around a few episodes into the serial, and they have his twin brother come and take over the role, which is I don't have Spy Smasher. I really do have to get that one. This is one of the first I ever saw. So we got one here called The Vanishing Legion, and this stars Harry Carey, and Harry Carey is a famous Western star. A lot of these serial people started as famous Western stars. This one is a Western. What's really neat about this one is that in most of these serials, there's always like a bad guy, and the bad guy is in a lot of times in a mask, and you'll just hear his voice and see like this masked figure. And to make sure that you don't know who the bad guy is, sometimes they would get an actor to voice the villain who's not under the mask, and that's the case in this one right here. So although there's a mysterious villain, the voice is done by Boris Karloff. So he's not. Is he playing the villain? No, but is he playing the voice of the villain? Why, yes, he is, and that, my friends, is glorious. This one here is a 12-chapter serial, and almost every single one of these serials has an actor in it. It's a stuntman, and his name is Yakima Canutt. So if you've ever watched Raiders of the Lost Ark, now, do you remember that sequence from Raiders of the Lost Ark where Indy is going on the truck and he kind of slides under it and he grabs hold to the to the axle on the bottom of the truck and slides his way under it? So that stunt was originally done by Yakima Canutt. That's one of his famous stunts, and that's one of the reasons it was used there. It was a nod to one of the most famous stuntmen the most famous stuntman in the age of the serials. Next up is one called The Young Eagles. This was actually one that was, it was dedicated to, I think, to Truman, or was it Roosevelt? Maybe it was Roosevelt. So anyway, so this was done because these were done back in the day. Most of these are the early to mid 30s. This one here is 1937, so this is kind of a later 30s one. Again, 12 chapters. A really cool serial, basically endorsed by the Boy Scouts of America. There you go. When that actually meant something. Now, next up is Bob Livingston here in The Vigilantes Are Coming. It's a 12-chapter one. Most of these are either between 12 or 15 chapters. Sometimes you get one that is 10. This one here, you can see has a very much of a Lone Ranger look to him. And this was a Lone Ranger kind of meets like Zorro type one, because he basically plays this masked guy that masked like rider for justice, who is a church organist in his basically in his kind of his secret identity. So this actually went over to other countries. This was renamed as Zorro, so even though it's not Zorro. We have here too a Rin Tin Tin one, Rin Tin Tin Land of the Wild. Now, Land of the Wild, I'm not sure if this is an actual Rin Tin Tin, or if we're looking at like maybe Rin Tin Tin Jr., because this is, let's just see. So this is 1934. So this would definitely be like Rin Tin Tin Jr. or kind of like another dog, because the original Rin Tin Tin died in 1932. And then they had a bunch of dogs afterwards, and they had a Rin Tin Tin Jr. or a Rinty, basically, they'd call him. So again, this is Land of the Wild. We got some great stuff on here. You're probably going to see Yakima Canutt in this one as well. There's some great stuff here. We got Breezy Eason doing the working on this one. He's one of the people that directs it. And he worked on things like Phantom Empire and Undersea Kingdom with Buster Crabbe. So a lot of really cool stuff. Next up, we have here Tarzan the Tiger. Now, this is the one I was talking about before. Remember when I mentioned the guy, like, that was kind of a... This is kind of a one that was not just a silent, but had a different version of it as well. It had like a sound version. This is the one I'm talking about here. Tarzan the Tiger. So this is the last appearance, I think, of Frank Merrill playing Tarzan. But he would be the first guy that would do a Tarzan yell. Now, it will not sound at all like the Johnny Weissmuller yell, but this is the very first Tarzan yell that was ever done. It was done in this one right here. It is a 15-chapter serial. I think this is a silent version. There is a silent version, and there's a version of it that has like a little bit of sound. But okay, no, this one is silent with sound effects. So this one will have the very first, the original Tarzan yell included in here. And I love these here things, by the way. And I think it might have been Tarzan the Tiger. Yeah, I think it is. Actually, one of these here has a nude scene in it, a kind of a topless topless like swimming scene with Jane. So next up we have Queen of the Jungle, which is another cool one. This is another 12-chapter serial. This one here stars Mary Cornman, Reed Howes. It's directed by Robert F. Hill. What's kind of neat and kind of cool about this one is that there was a serial. This is kind of a remake, and I think George Reeves is in this one as well, by the way, of another one. So they made the actors dress up like specifically to look like an earlier silent serial, because you used some of the footage from 1922 serial for the big action sequences here. I'm following this up with a really good one, and this is the beautiful Linda Sterling, and we got it right here, the Zorro's Black Whip. Zorro's name is never uttered in this actually, but it's a very Zorro-esque character. Linda Sterling is just a gorgeous lady and really good. So definitely a cool one. Follow up with the Bob Steele one. Now, for those that don't know, when I was going to art school, for those that don't know, I went to art school. One of the things that you have to do is you have to do a portfolio, and the style that I used to write, they used to draw on was with chalk. I used a lot of different chalks, and because I found with chalk it was more malleable, you could shade it better. And I did a lot of like kind of old school Hollywood matinee idol cowboy type people. And one of the people that I did, I remember doing drawing a picture of was of Bob Steele. So this is a Mystery Squadron right here. And some of these are pretty much like this one is not. This one's actually kind of cool because we have like a Bob Steele. We got Gwen Big Boy Williams in this one as well. Pretty sure Yakum Kanat is in there somewhere too. Yeah. But again, it's a how many episodes is this one? This one's a 12-episode one as well. There's one here that's the 10 episodes though. So we got The Adventures of Rex and Renty. So that's Rin Tin Tin Jr. basically, and Rex the Wonder Horse. So Rex the Wonder Horse was a very popular horse back in the day. That is in a lot of serials. We got Kane Richmond in this one here as well. A really cool one. I'm gonna go over and go through these in like more detail, but this is just kind of a overall like showing you what some stuff I picked up vid. And here's the Fighting Marines. This one I think is, yeah, and again 12. We got Adrian Morse and Grant Withers in this one right here. This is actually a very cool one. Ann Rutherford's in this one, and a very young, by the way, Jason Robards. So yeah, there you go. We got Jason Robards in this one too. So this one was done back in 1936. And the last of the serials, before I get into something that hopefully you guys are going to find extremely cool, is the Phantom of the West. Now this is the only one that's only 10 chapters long, but it has Tom Tyler and Kermit Maynard, and really good Western actors in this one here. So we got William Desmond in this one here as well. So basically, Jim's immediately thrust into the center of a dark conspiracy involving the Phantom, a shadowy figure who has been menacing the same 7 suspects in the older Lester's death, and whose identity is unknown. Another of those mass characters. But that's not all. See, I went to my local record store, Atomic Records, and like I mentioned in an earlier video, I actually got this hat there because, which you see in most of my videos, because basically I had a $50 coupon, and I had a lot of money left on that $50 coupon because that hat was on sale at the time. And so I went in today to check out their movies because they were clearancing at the films, And unfortunately, the films were clearanced out. All the movies were gone. They no longer. It looks like they're no longer carrying movies anymore. So I said, you know, I want to go in there and grab something really cool from this shop that I've shopped at since I came to Nova Scotia. And I wanted it to be special. I wanted to use my money on on there to get something special. No, I collect some figures, some NECA figures. I've got some. I got Freddy Krueger. I got a couple Michael Myers. I got a Crop Top. I've got I'm pretty sure. I think I got a no. I don't have the Tall Man, but I got some other kind of cool characters like that. But you know who I didn't have? I didn't have a Halloween. I didn't have a Michael Myers figure. So I figured today I changed that. See, aren't you glad you waited? Aren't you glad you waited till the end of this video? Because today I got this. This is the NECA Ultimate Michael Myers edition for the 2018 film. It is utterly stunning. It is gorgeous. Now, when you open this up, first we'll show the right there. See the. But let's look here. Let's look right here. Let's go in close. I'm going to do a bigger look at this one down the road. Don't worry. There are two heads for Michael. One of them has his eyes, and other one has the eyes blacked out. We have the cop with the pumpkin like hollowed skull. You have right here that's the lantern, and this lights up. By the way, the lantern lights up. There's some extra hands down here. Over on the other side, of course, you got to have Michael's knife, and we also have there the hammer that's used in the movie, and we have, you can see it really closely, we'll have the poker that's used as well near the end of the film. So this is a gorgeous one. If you're going to really looking really close there, see, I'm not sure if you can see it with the lights. I'll do this. I'll show this one. If you want to see this in my live video, let me know. There, you look really close. You can see the Judith Myers tombstone is in here as well. So basically, alongside this one here, you're getting yourself knife, hammer, fire poker, tombstone, victim head, lighted pumpkin, interchangeable head and hands. This is an Ultimate Edition. NECA puts out two types of figures normally. They'll put out a regular edition, and they'll put out an Ultimate Edition. Ultimate Edition will have like more bonus things. So we'll be able to alternate the heads, the hands. There'll be like a bit more of a base to it. Something you can really kind of work with and mold and put into different positions. So this one here is definitely going with me to Morocco. I'm super stoked to actually to have this. So this is the NECA Halloween 2018 edition of the Ultimate Michael Myers, and I am so excited. I can't even it blows me away that I actually have this in my collection. This is pretty much, aside from my Friday the 13th one, NECA one that of the game. You remember the one with the Jason where you open it up? My kids got it for me. It's a really cool one. That's the only other box one that I still have like kind of in box. So this one will stay in box for a while, at least until I get over there. Maybe I'll put it through then. I'm not quite sure, but I do love it. Like, you want to be able to play with it and change the heads out and stuff like that. But the box, it just looks really nice. This is a really good looking figure, and articulation is supposed to be really good on this as well. I love the sculpt of the face of the mask. It's just gorgeous. I love the fact that they give you like different hand options in here as well, and we even get like the kind of the blown away hand, like the two fingers one. So basically where she blows off two of his fingers, the 3-finger hand. So that's on here as well. So we get some really good options when it comes to this. But this is a big one, guys. This is the thing that if you stay to the end of the video, thank you so much. See, I told you it was going to be worth it. I told you it was going to be something like super cool, and hopefully you think it is. I am so stoked to have this here. So Halloween, the Ultimate Michael Myers edition. I'm glad to be able to show this on my channel, and I'm glad for each and every one of you. If you do want to help with the channel, there is usually a either a Patreon or donation link down below. I also have a merch store, which I do appreciate it if you at least check it out. And I'll be using more of my affiliate links because I do have an Amazon store, but I never remember to put on my Amazon affiliate links. But I will be doing that in the near future. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me here tonight. I'm actually extremely tired, so I'm probably going to take an early night of it. Yeah, just watch. I'll go to bed for an hour and then come back and do a live video. That's usually what happens. But thank you so much, guys. And I will see you soon right here in the Call to Cinema. As always, remember, be kind to others because it pays forward. It's important, especially in these times right now. Be kind to others and be kind to yourself too, because you do deserve that. And here in the Call to Cinema, there is always another movie, another serial, another comic book, and in the case of tonight, another NECA. If you like seeing me like looking at unboxing stuff like this, then let me know, and we can do some more of that style stuff in the future. Have a great evening and enjoy your weekend, and I will see you soon. And for all those lovebirds out there, happy Valentine's Day. And for those there that aren't, let me tell you right now, enjoy your Valentine's Day anyway. It's not something where it has to be. It's, you know, it's one of those things where, oh, it's got to be a couple thing. It doesn't have to be. Just, you know, enjoy and be glad that you're out there and know that there's someone out there that's thinking about you, that thinks you're awesome. And I think you're awesome. So have a great evening.